This story was written by Fish Hook, and it is called How to Help a Rabbit Feel Satisfied. It was the first week of college and my stomach was in for quite a change. Over the summer I only ate whenever I was at home, which was a rare occasion. Then I got to college, and since I did not know many people, I began to take better care of myself. So I decided to eat more often and would run almost every day. I felt free to eat whatever because I did not have to worry about paying for it, since the cost was already taken care of. This was only the beginning of my struggle with food. As I came to college, my stomach was not used to the cafeteria food. In fact, within the first week, I did not eat much because I was testing out what foods made me feel 10 pounds heavier. Finally, the chemicals in my stomach adjusted to the different food. I was not used to eating 3 meals a day, so my body had to adjust to that as well. I felt like I was gaining weight, even though all my clothes still fit the same. I just did not feel happy with myself, especially during that week that I had the opportunity to journal my eating habits. Dinner was my biggest meal for whatever reason, and I would always have the hardest time staying away from unhealthy food. I've always been a sucker for some good pizza. It brings back good memories of when I was little and we would have pizza every Saturday night with my family. It also reminds me of high school when I would have it every Wednesday for lunch. Then on the first date I ever went on, we ordered the greatest pizza in the world. It had pineapple, mushroom, tomato, and peppers, and even though it did not have spinach, which by the way is my favorite food, it was by far my favorite pizza experience. There are so many good memories that flood into my mind whenever people say the word pizza. It is always a struggle for me to avoid this delicious comfort food. Over the summer, I started dating a vegetarian, and it really opened my eyes as to how animals are treated wrong. I do not think it is wrong to eat an animal, but is it right to torture animals in order to make a profit? When I got to college, I started to gravitate towards the salad bar, because most of the things they served in the main lines made me feel sick because I have a sensitive stomach that is difficult to keep happy. After a while, I even started hating the salad and did not want to eat much at all. I only ate once, maybe twice at the cafeteria a day, and snack on fruit back at the dorm. I did not know what to do because the cafeteria just made my stomach turn. Luckily, I finally made the decision to make the 6-hour trip home over the 3-day weekend. Eating my mama's cooking made me glad to be at home, but it ended up making me feel negatively about myself. I was so tired of the cafeteria, so when I could indulge myself in some home cooking, I made myself feel sick. I realized that I feel sick not only because I'm eating more unhealthy food, but I would also keep eating even after I was full. Although I have changed my eating habits dramatically, I am still confused as to what I should do about eating meat. Sometimes I find myself accidentally plopping some meat on my plate and then realize what I did. Being a vegetarian would be hard and I would completely have to change the way I think. Is it worth that, or maybe I should just continue to avoid it as much as possible and on occasion eat some grilled chicken to get some good protein every once in a while. I try to get at least one serving of protein a day, such as an egg or a peanut butter sandwich. Oh, how this eating as a rabbit thing is starting to kill me. I mean, I love me some veggies, but goodness, I would like to feel full on occasion. I just do not feel like so much of that food that they serve is very filling. And the only food I like to eat is not very satisfying. I feel like I have to eat either rocks or cotton. There seems to be no in between. It is also hard to have self-control too and not to eat too much as well. It's just so tempting to grab those extra servings, and I try to justify it by saying that it has already been paid for in the mandatory meal plan, which, by the way, I'm not a fan of. Finally, I made a plan to defeat the cotton/rock situation. First off, I have to start with breakfast. I need to get that metabolism going, and in order to accomplish that, I want to eat a more healthy breakfast that leaves me feeling as refreshed as possible. I would like to stay away from fake eggs and sugar-loaded items that have and have a less harsh alternative cereal. Although I am fully aware that a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not the most nutritious thing to eat, it now has whole grains in it. I try to eat some fruit to jumpstart my day as well and drink plenty of water along with staying away from soda. Then there's lunch, which occurs for a good chunk of my afternoon. I enjoy snacking throughout the day. It keeps me occupied and I actually end up eating less. Then I have my most legit meal at dinner, in which I try to get my protein in. Especially after working out, I need my protein and lovely spinach at the cafeteria. I'm doing better, but there are still quite a few flaws in my diet. I still want to enjoy my high metabolism and enjoy indulging on occasion, but I also want to try to eat healthy in order to feel the best as I can the majority of the time. This week has helped me realize that some things about my eating habits. Although I feel like a rabbit while I am eating, I feel better about myself. I am far from perfect and nowhere near being on a healthy diet, but I am content with myself. Although I have my days where I indulge and later on beat myself up for it, I've been doing much better with my eating habits. It was a tough decision as to whether or not I wanted to completely give up meat, but I'm content with my decision. So far, I'm going to attempt to keep my word and hopefully I will stay healthy and prevent myself from gaining 15 pounds this year. I cannot even imagine what I will look like with an extra 15 pounds on myself.